Okay, so back to business. So I think where I left you was when I was leaving Asheville after being there for 2 months. And the one thing I neglected to tell you was my brother went to school in Asheville. So it was also good to be there, just kind of like soak in the world that he was living in. And I left there like mid-October, and maybe late October, but mid-late October. And when I drove back, like I said, I took a different route. Kind of wanted to see some different terrain than Shiloh and I had observed on the way out to Asheville. So my first stop was Lexington, Kentucky, which it was like definitely becoming this like super fall vibe. You see, when I competed for Northern Arizona and Flagstaff for cross country, there's a few times where we went to like Indiana or like Iowa or whatever for races, and sometimes it was later in the fall, but it was really cold, and other times it was early in the fall. And you really got this like, I don't know if it's called the Midwest or whatever it is, but it's like this like, it's like cornfields, like flat spaces, but this real like smoky fall pumpkin-esque kind of air. But it's something about it's really cool. So anyway, when I went to Kentucky, it was kind of a little bit rainy, but not rainy, but a little bit cloudy, but I could feel that vibe, that fall vibe coming on. And most of this trip I've been in really warm places, so it's like having that fall come on was just a good feeling, even though it wasn't the sunny fall yet, the dry fall. It was really cool. So I stayed in Lexington, and then the next spot I went to was to see my buddy in Carmel, Indiana, and Charlie Keppen, who was on my team at Northern Arizona as well. I went and saw him in a little place called Carmel, and that's sort of near Indianapolis, and just a little town, and he owns a pizza shop there, and he's also military as well, and stayed with him, and it was really cool to catch up again after, again, like 10 years of not seeing him, or maybe even more actually, maybe more like 12 years, I don't know, but that was awesome. I think I spent like 2 nights there, and then from there I went up to like Des Moines, Iowa. And as I was crossing over there, that's where the sun came out, and it became more like the plains, like in the grasslands, and just like it again, just totally gorgeous golden fall stuff, unbelievable. And from Des Moines, I went to play Des Moines. Maybe it's Des Moines. I don't know the pronunciation. That's Iowa. I went to this little town called Cozad, Nebraska, because there's not a lot of towns as you try to drive through that route. So you got to find where you can get a hotel or whatever. So Cozad was unbelievable. Again, like this, like it's like a Bruce Springsteen. I mean, I guess I think of a Bruce Springsteen song because Bruce Springsteen has an album called Nebraska, but it felt just like this total like blue collar, in the middle of nowhere, America vibe, like grass fields over a train running through the town, small, like it was a beautiful sunny, like it was just, oh man, I was totally feeling it, like big time, whatever, right? And I think I have a couple pictures as I was traveling through, stopping by a couple different like rivers or whatever to just take a break from my vehicle, like kind of refresh or whatever, get away that grogginess, and got some pictures of the cool landscape as well, and some of Cozad too. Then I left Cozad and went to Fort Collins, where I met up with Mark Creary, who I went to school with at UVic, my first 2 years of university. I actually lived with Mark Creary. So he has a baby girl now, it better be a girl because otherwise I'll feel like an idiot. And he's got a wife, and they've got a super nice house in Fort Collins, so I stayed with them. And we went downtown, he showed me how the town was, and also up into, again, where Fort Collins starts to meet the mountains as it comes off the plain. And I have some video of that where you can really see how the golden grasslands start to meet the hills and the mountains of the Rockies. And where I took that from, there's a little reservoir there too. It sort of has this almost Okanagan-esque type feel to it at that point. So I left Fort Collins and I headed down to Superior again with Shiloh's little brother's girlfriend's car.